a quiet street in the Hollywood Hills, the kind of place where luxury cars sit behind iron gates and neighbors rarely talk. But on this morning, in early September 2025, something was wrong. At a small impound lot off Mulholland Drive, a black Tesla sat under a grey tarp, waiting to be processed. An employee noticed something strange, a thick foul smell coming from the car's front trunk. He called the LAPD. Moments later, officers arrived. They lifted the trunk lid and froze. Inside was a body sealed in plastic and wrapped tightly in layers of fabric. The air was heavy. The silence that followed felt endless. The car's registration read one name, David Anthony Burke, known to millions online as D4vd, close-up shot of police flashlights reflecting off the Tesla's metallic hood. Distant sirens fade under soft, ominous background music. At that moment, Los Angeles changed. A rising music star, a teenage girl gone missing, and a discovery that would shock the entire world. Who was the victim? And how did her body end up in the front of a luxury car registered to one of music's youngest icons? The answer would tear through the internet. One post, one video, one rumor at a time. Fade to black. The hum of city noise echoes replaced by a chilling line. When fame turns to silence, the truth starts to sing. Before the world knew him as D4vd, he was just David Anthony Burke, a quiet kid from Houston with a love for video games and music. He wasn't signed to a label, didn't have fancy equipment, and recorded his first songs in a closet lined with blankets for soundproofing. In July 2022, one of those songs, Romantic Homicide, changed everything. The track exploded on TikTok, racking up millions of plays overnight. Its haunting lyrics, mixing love and loss, felt raw, almost too real. Cut to montage, grainy vertical clips of concert crowds singing. His lyrics, flashes of screaming fans, and the words, "I'm scared of dying alone," echo faintly. Within weeks, David's life transformed. He was performing in sold-out venues, traveling between cities, and giving interviews about his sudden fame. He became the faces of a new generation of internet musicians, raw, emotional, and dark. But beneath the spotlight, a strange pattern began to form. Fans noticed his fascination with death, heartbreak, and pain. His visuals, funeral outfits, blood-stained costumes, graveyard backdrops, made people wonder where the darkness came from. Slow zoom in on a concert photo, D4vd on stage in black clothing, head lowered, fog machines filling the stage. To most it was just art. But for those who looked closer, it felt like a warning. Because while David's career was exploding in 2022, somewhere in Southern California, a 13-year-old girl named Celeste Hernandez was disappearing from the public eye. Fade to a quiet shot. A suburban street in Lake Elsinore, California. Pink sunset, empty sidewalks, a missing person flyer taped to a lamppost. Celeste had been reported missing in 2024, and though she had a history of running away, this time she never came home. No one could imagine that her name and David's would soon collide in one of the strangest investigations in Los Angeles history. Cut back to the city skyline at night. Police radio chatter plays faintly under the sound of crickets. The connection between them, how they met, what they shared, and what might have gone wrong, would soon turn a viral pop star into the center of a Hollywood mystery. In the age of the internet, nothing ever truly disappears. Behind every username is a story, and sometimes a secret, sometime. In late 2023, screenshots began circulating on Discord servers connected to D4vd's fan community. At first, they seemed harmless, casual, exchanges, fans sharing memes, song ideas, and concert clips. But then, one message caught attention. "Is Celeste in here?" The message was from D4vd's verified account. Moments later, a reply appeared. "Hi David, Bark." Close-up of a glowing chat log, soft digital sound effects, faint heartbeat in the background. And it seemed playful, innocent maybe. But after the discovery in 2025, that small interaction would feel chilling. It wasn't just a fan and an artist, it was a link, one that shouldn't have existed. In other Discord threads, people asked if D4vd had a girlfriend. Some users replied, Yeah, her name's Celeste. It sounded like gossip, until evidence began to pile up. Cut to a scrolling montage of blurred social media posts, hearts, replies, usernames flashing in quick sequence. Fans dug through old screenshots, tweets, and DMs, piecing together a digital relationship that stretched back years. One post showed D4vd's tagging an account named 0907 and writing, "Should we?" That number, 0907, would later be confirmed as Celeste's birthday, September 7th. At first, nobody paid attention, but after the body was found inside his Tesla, that tiny detail became impossible to ignore. Soft documentary narration tone. Why would a 20-year-old musician have such a personal connection to a teenage girl? And why were there so many traces of her scattered through his songs, his tweets, and his servers? Then came the photo. Image sequence. Blurred photo of two hands with identical shush tattoos on their right index fingers. Fade to a forensic lab photo showing the same marking used for identification. Both Celeste and D4vd share the same tattoo, a small shush symbol inked inside their right index fingers. Police confirmed it was one of the details used to help identify her remains. That discovery raised a question no one wanted to ask. How close were they really? Slow zoom on the tattoo photo as the music fades to a low hum. At this point, the internet exploded. Theories, timelines, and accusations filled every platform. Some claimed he had groomed her. Others said he was innocent and being framed. But while the world argued online, detectives were building a quiet case offline, seizing his electronics, tracing IPs, and cross-checking timestamps. And then, something unexpected surfaced. Cut to a dimly lit studio. A hard drive light blinks. Slow zoom in on a computer screen, loading an audio file named celestedemo.wave. A leaked demo song, never released publicly, allegedly titled Celeste. Its lyrics would leave listeners stunned, fade to black. The sound of a distorted female voice whispers through static. "Be my Valentine. I want to make Cupid." It began as a whisper. A file shared between fans. No one knew where it came from or who leaked it. Its title read simply, Celeste Demo Wav. At first, most thought it was fake. A deepfake or AI track meant to stir controversy. But then the voice began to play, and it was unmistakably his. Close-up of a waveform moving across a computer screen. A faint male voice sings softly. "Be my Valentine. I want to make Cupid." These are the thoughts that cross my mind just because the lyrics were intimate, specific, too personal to be random. In one chilling line he sings, "Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest." Fans froze, because that lyric matched something police already knew. The shush tattoo that both D4vd and Celeste shared. Slow montage, investigators reviewing files, digital spectrogram analysis of the audio, screenshots of social media reactions flooding in. As the song spread, the public's curiosity turned into outrage. People pointed out more lyrics that seemed to fit the timeline of their connection. References to Valentine's Day, 7 years, and missing her smell on his clothes. The lyrics weren't evidence, but they were haunting. And when compared against the facts, thus they seem to map out a tragic pattern, one song at a time. Cut to news headlines flying across the screen. Fans discover hidden meanings in D4vd songs. Tesla mystery deepens. LAPD confirms victim's identity. Investigators began to examine the possibility that D4vd's art had been documenting something real. His earlier hit, Decide, included the line, "Save your tears, 7 years." When that song was released, Celeste was 7 years away from being of legal age. What once sounded poetic now felt sinister. Then there was Romantic Homicide. It had been uploaded to YouTube on September 7th, 2022. Celeste's birthday. Coincidence? Maybe. But it didn't feel like one anymore. Slow fade to footage of old concert clips. Bright lights, cheering fans, D4vd bowing under spotlight. the music fades to a low hum. And finally, there was "Here with Me," the lyric that sent chills across every fan forum. "I don't care how long it takes, as long as I'm with you." Now those words sounded like something entirely different. A message about waiting for her. Cut to scrolling social media posts, fans debating timelines, others urging caution and truth. Not everyone believed it. Many argued that these were just interpretations, coincidences, or artistic metaphors twisted by the internet. Even the police confirmed. There was no official evidence linking the lyrics directly to any crime. But in the public's eyes, the damage was done. D4vd's remaining tour dates were cancelled. Brands and collaborators backed away. And he turned off his comments, all of them. Slow zoom on an empty stage, microphone hanging under a single spotlight. Faint echo of cheering from an old concert fades into silence. Meanwhile, the LAPD searched his Hollywood Hills home, seizing hard drives, computers, and anything that might explain how Celeste's body ended up inside his Tesla. But no arrests were made. No charges filed. The investigation was ongoing. Yet the online world had already chosen sides. Some called him a monster. Others said he was being destroyed by rumors. And in between all of it was a single unanswered question. Soft piano plays. Cut to an aerial shot of Los Angeles at dusk, police sirens glowing faintly in the distance. If he didn't put her there, then who did? In the days after the discovery, the LAPD Robbery Homicide Division took over the case. Detectives searched the Tesla for fingerprints, fibers, and digital data. Inside, they found only silence. No clear evidence pointing to anyone. Cut to a detective's gloved hand pulling a hard drive from a desktop tower. The soft clicking of a camera shutter echoes. Purchase warrants were served at D4vd's Hollywood Hills home. Computers, phones, and recording equipment were seized. Every device that could hold a clue. But the official report confirmed what no one expected. No arrests, no suspects, no confession. Quiet shot of an evidence locker door closing. Fade to black and white photo of the Tesla. Meanwhile, the internet continued its own investigation. Timelines, screenshots, and theories filled every corner of social media. Yet law enforcement urged restraint, reminding the public that rumors aren't proof. As of late 2025, the case remains open. The coroner's office still lists Celeste's cause of death as undetermined. The police have not cleared D4vd's, but they haven't charged him either. Slow pan of Hollywood Hills at sunrise. The light breaking over a quiet neighborhood. For now, the only truth is that two lives collided, one ending, one unraveling, and a mystery that began in a song still echoes across Los Angeles.